to talk about what you would have to do in order to make $1 million inside of Shiba Inu. All right, we're gonna hop straight into it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's talk about it. So we are first going to talk about this on the preface of us reaching a all-time high that's a little bit above our previous all-time high. And what I mean by that, our previous all-time high was 000086, so 4Z86. So 8616, that was our all-time high. And if you come back here, you can confirm that. That's where we got. Now, we are going to do this off of the notion that we are going to get a little bit higher than our all-time high during this bull cycle. We are going to say that we will get to the next Fibonacci. We got halfway there during the last bull cycle. You can see that we got all the way up to this level here at this white line, but the level that we're going to talk about with this video is going to be right above there at this Fibonacci retracement, right? And that is at 0.00011, but we are just going to say 0.0001. So 3 zeros after the decimal place and 1, which is 3Z1. So if we are going to do 0001, this is how we're going to go ahead and do this. First thing is first, we are going to take the circulating supply and we are going to copy that and put that into our calculator. So you guys can also do this at home. So take your circulating supply, right, and then multiply it by our current price, which will then give us our current market cap. So if we take the circulating supply of 589, not million, not billion, but trillion, 589 trillion, which is a lot in circulating supply, and we multiply that by the current price, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros after the decimal place, 1321. That will then give us $7.78 billion in market cap, 7783, which is indicated by the market cap right here, which shows us that the math that we are doing now is correct. Just kind of wanted to establish that so people aren't like, oh, your math is wrong. Like, no, this is how it goes, okay? All you do is take your circulating supply, multiply it by your target price, and then you get your market cap. All right. Now, let's go ahead and take the circulating supply and then multiply it by the target price of 0.0001, which is where our Fibonacci is, which is a little bit above our previous all-time high. Right? I know she can probably do a little more than our previous all-time high, but we're just going to do it by that just to make it more realistic, because people will be like, oh, I can't do what you're saying. Well, we already did that pretty much. It's just a little bit above it. And if you actually look at it, let's go ahead and look at the percentage change from our previous all-time high to 3Z1. That's 13% away from our previous all-time high. So it's definitely possible during the peak of our next bull run here with sheep. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take our circulating supply and then come over here and multiply that by 0.1231. That gives us a 58.9 billion in market cap. Okay. So we're going to talk about how you could get to $1 million from the current area where we are now, which is 7.7 billion market cap, all the way up to a 58.8 billion market cap. So that is where we are, 58.9 billion market cap. So what we got to actually do is take our current market cap here, and then we can multiply it, or we can divide it by this. So let's now do divided by current market cap. That's a 7.57x from where we are now. So that's fairly decent, fairly good. We could literally multiply anything by 10,000 and see what it would get, to get there. So let's take 7.57, multiply that by 10,000, you get 75.7K. If you had 100,000 times 7.57%, now you're at 757,000. And then you could take, let's say 120K, right? And multiply that by 7.57. 908K, 130K multiplied by 7.57, 184, 1.4, 140,000 multiplied by 7.57. So you need around $140,000 to get to $1 million from our current price point. And just to kind of show what that looks even, how it looks like even further into this, you can take your circulating supply. Actually, let's go ahead and do it like this. We're going to go ahead and take our price like this. Let's say you have $140,000. I know most people aren't going to have $140,000, but that's kind of why I'm doing this, to show you guys like you're not going to turn $1,000 into 1 million inside a sheet. I see people talking about this. It's not going to happen. But you can take 140,000 uh, and turn into a million. But it's going to take a good minute. It's literally a little bit above the previous all-time high, which is going to take some time to reach. Let's take your 140,000 and divide it by the current price. 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 21. That gives you 10.5 billion coins. 10,598,031,794 coins. Multiply that by 0.123, 3Z1. There, gives you 1,059,000 coins, or $1,059,000. So technically, if you want to make $1 million off SHIB, you need to have $140,000, right? Because if you do what most people are trying to do, trying to make $1 million in SHIB off 1,000, you can take 1,000 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 21. That'll give you 75 million coins, 75.7 million. Multiply it by the target price, 1, 2, 3, 1. And remember, this brings us to about a $58.9 billion market cap, which is a little bit above our previous all-time high. It's at that next Fibonacci above it. That's only $7,500. You know how far our previous all-time high is from where we are now? Just look at the chart. You literally cannot even see where it is because I have all the technical indicators down there. Like, we are far, far, far off from our previous all-time high. So I'm really making this video to let people know, like, you gotta be more realistic in your targets. You can't turn $1,000 into $1 million on one trade with a coin that has the market cap of 7.7 billion already. If this had 7.7 million and it went up to 7.7 billion, you probably would turn it into that much money. Being at the current price now, it just does not work like that. It can't work like that. You need at least $140,000 for it to work like that. So just kind of putting some reality out there, because there's a lot of people telling lies, a lot of influencers, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people just telling lies, talking about, oh, you can turn $1,000 into $1 million in this project, when most of the time it's not possible unless you get in at the very beginning of a project like Pepe. Like, anyone who put $1,000 at the very beginning of SHIB made a lot of money. Those people made millions. Some people even made billions off of putting a few thousand in SHIB. So, but at these levels, you can no longer do that. You can no longer make that type of money. Now, let's put something more realistic, like $1,000 is very realistic. Most people have $1,000 to spare on, most people that are interested in investing their money have $1,000 to spare. Most people don't have $140,000 to spare. I would say about half of the people that are interested in investing their money and flipping their money have about 10,000. And I would say half, maybe a quarter to half of those people that are interested, right? And that's pretty much saying like half of the people watching this video, or maybe a quarter of the people watching this video, probably do have 10,000 to put in. So if you had 10,000, because we already seen what 1,000, you would have 7,500 when you're a little bit above the all-time high. You can go from $1,000 buying it now to 7,500 at 0.0001. Now, $10,000 at the current prices gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, gives you 757 million coins multiplied by the target price 0.0001. That'll give you $75,000. So with $10,000, you can make 75,000. You can go from 10,000 to 75,000 currently if you bought in now and then you sold at that Fibonacci all the way up here, a little bit above our all-time high. but you're still far, far, far away from $1 million. So, in short, the answer is $140,000. You need $140,000 around there generally in order to make $1 million off of SHIB when we are at 0.0001. Now, there are people that believe that SHIB can get higher than 0.0001, which if that were to happen, we can also make some calculations for that as well. So all you would have to do is multiply the circulating supply by 0.001. That's 589 billion in market cap. Now that's extremely high. I don't think it's gonna do that anytime soon, but we can do a hypothetical. I guess if we reached 589 billion, let's do that hypothetical. Okay. So 0.001 is 587 billion. 2 zeros after the decimal place. Okay. So what we could actually go ahead and do now is, let's say we take $1,000 divided by current prices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 21, right? And then now we can take and divide that. We have 75.7 million coins. Multiply that by 0.001, which is 587 billion market cap. That's still 75,000. But now it's $1,000 going to 75,000 rather than 10,000 going to 75,000. So if we were going to do the same with $10,000, we can make the assumption that it would be 750,000. If we did it with 100,000, now you see we would then be at 7.5 million. So let's go ahead and confirm this now. So as you can see, 75.7K. So let's take $10,000, divide that by 0.1234, 1321, 757 million multiplied by 0.001, 757,000. So that's 10,000 going to 757,000. Right. Now, if you wanted to get to a million at that point, which I don't really like doing this because I don't think 589 or 587 billion, whatever it is actually realistic. Let's say you had 20,000. All right. Divide that by the current price, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1321, 1.5 billion coins multiplied by 0.001, 1.5 billion. So give or take $15,000 to $20,000 is what you would need to make $1 million to $1.5 million if the price reaches 0.001, which is $587 billion market cap. So Shiba Inu would have to do stupid numbers, like stupid numbers, in order for you to turn 15,000 into a million or 20,000 into a million. They would have to do dumb numbers for you to do that. You would still have to have $15,000 to $20,000. It would be, the market cap would be more than Ethereum at that point. But at that point, Ethereum would be like high, like above $1 billion in market cap. If this were to happen in SHIB, then Ethereum would be above $1 billion. XRP would probably be just shy of $1 billion. BNB would be almost $1 billion. Doge would be up there too. So you also have to think about it like that. If SHIB was to do big numbers would then flow into other coins as well. So it would kind of level things out. But let's say let's say 5 years, if SHIB keeps doing its thing, possibly it could get to 001, which is 587 billion in market cap. Technically, it possibly can. But yeah, I guess if you guys want to roll the dice, throw 15K in there, leave it in there for 5 years, see what happens. I think it could be possible. There could be a possibility. But I much rather like the possibility of taking 140,000, putting it in, and then selling at 0.0001, because that's then 58 billion in market cap, and we've already reached around 56 billion in market cap. So $140,000 is what you really need to make the million. Like, yeah, you can try it off the 15 and hold it for 5 years, but with 140,000 and the price getting to 0.0001 at 58 billion market cap, I think we could probably do that within 1 to 2 years, and that would be a good way. But most people don't have 140K to spare. But yeah, this is pretty much all I got for y'all today. I just kind of wanted to bring people back down to reality, let people know, like, look, this is what it is. Let me know if you guys want me to do this for other coins and like really just calculate your gains at certain prices, because I could do this for all coins if you guys want. But anyways, this is all I got for you all today. Hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice as always. I'll be back with another video.